Hey everybody, I'm here to give you 5 tips if you are about to do your first esophageal function test and or 24-hour pH test. This is my first one and I did not do enough preparation in my opinion. I don't know what I thought to expect, but it was not what I expected and I wish I had prepared just a little bit more. So for my first tip, I'm going to say I do not know how your doctor requires you to go into the test, but my doctor required no eating both 6 hours prior and no drinking between 2 to 4 hours prior. And so my last meal was the night before. I'm already trying to be in a calorie deficit to attempt to be at a healthier weight. So I'm kind of familiar with how I function under a calorie deficit. However, this one was just a little bit harder in the morning. And I wasn't expecting to be quite as hungry or quite as tired. And so, just something I guess to expect if maybe someone's taking you like my husband, he maybe had a little bit of trouble with me this morning, but in any case, here we are. He's wonderful. Um, my second tip is for the esophageal function test. What happens is they will squirt, at least for my doctors, so I'm not sure about your doctors, but they will, they track when you swallow. And so I had to do a total of 25 swallows, and the first couple I did a double swallow, and so she had to retest my swallow. And so what they will do is they'll squirt some liquid into your mouth, and then you can swallow one time upon their command, and then you do not swallow until they give you the go ahead for the next one, where they will squirt a little bit more liquid inside of there. So my tip would be to wait until they fully finish squirting all of the liquid in your mouth so that you can get one huge gulp that is much more satisfying. So it's much easier for the next time that they allow you to gulp or swallow. And so you don't have to do the double swallowing like I did and have to redo that test. So I ended up having to do it 27 times since 2 of the times I had double swallowed. My third tip is to bring tissue paper, which luckily I had some in the car, but if I did not have any in the car, I think that would have been a huge problem because what they do is they spray a anesthetic numbing in your mouth for your throat, and then they also shoot a little bit of gel in your nose also to help um, get the piping through. I don't know if this is the right terminology or not, but that's how I am going to describe it. But when all is said and done, my nose, the gel that was put through my nose was coming out involuntarily, and I used a lot of Kleenex on my way home to wipe it up. And so that would be something that nobody told me that I think was highly valuable, is to have Kleenex on hand for the next probably couple hours. I'm now maybe like 5 hours in, so maybe like the first hour or two, I was constantly using Kleenex. Now I'm pretty good. I have not had to use any Kleenex, but definitely something that nobody told me that I'm glad that I had in the car. For the fourth tip, again, I did not prepare well for this test, and for whatever reason, I didn't think that I wouldn't be able to shower tonight. And so I did not plan. So you can see some of my greasy hair there. I was gonna wash my hair after the doctor's office, but obviously I cannot do that because we are connected to the Digitrapper, and we do not want to break this because we do not want to do this test again. And so um, just something to prepare that you will not be able to shower. So something to consider if you work the next day, you may want to bring clothes to shower or get some wipes that you can wipe yourself down, or wash your hair the day before, get some dry shampoo so that you are good to go. My fifth and final tip is to prepare that you will be a little bit uncomfortable. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it hurts, but you definitely feel like there is something up in your nose, in your throat, because that is exactly what is happening and going on here. But I was not prepared to have this whole contraption going on and walking around with this. Um, every move you make, you can feel a little bit tickle in your nose. You can kind of feel it sliding in your throat. And I just wasn't prepared for that. So just something that you can like mentally prepare for, that you're going to be this way for 24 hours and then it'll be done. I do have to say that I feel very bad for all of the people that have to do continuous monitoring, like diabetics and whatnot, because this contraption has really made me appreciate just normal living, not having to worry about when I eat, when I burp, when I cough, when I do any of that stuff. That is something that you have to log here when you're eating, when you're sleeping, all that stuff. And I just, it's never on my radar. And now I'm like having to think about everything. And I feel very bad for all those people that have to continuously monitor, because this is definitely new to me. So there you have it, my 5 tips for the esophageal function test and or the 24-hour pH test. Let me know how this was for you, if you found them helpful, the tips, or if you have other tips to add. Maybe I will make another video for the remaining hours of my 24-hour test. I'm not quite halfway yet, but I'm probably about a quarter there. And so maybe I'll do a follow-up video. I'm not sure. But thank you so much for listening. Hope you found this helpful.